We're in the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid at nighttime. We'll dissect the interior in a little bit, but let's check out what's going on the outside. We have the parking lights on right now. Nighttime lights are off. And these LED daytime running lights are super bright. They're really hard to look at. Now we have the blinker on. The side mirrors have a very bright amber LED on there. We have the brights on right now. When the brights are off, it's just two lights on the very edges that are lit up, but the blinker, it's nice to have that separation away from the headlights as well. They're super bright on the low beams. So let's go ahead and check out the back. The back has an incandescent bulb here. Unfortunately, it's not full LED, and regardless of which trim of the new CR-V you get the same headlights and turn signals. So this is top spec sport touring trim. The headlights, taillights are the exact same as, let's say, the EX model. Beautiful D-pillar LED taillights. Well, let's get on the inside here on the new CR-V. The ergonomics are great. Honda has decided to take this interior essentially and put it in all of their new redesigns ever since the new Civic, the HR-V, this vehicle, the Pilot, as well as the Accord coming up soon. We have illumination inside the door handles. Even the memory seats are illuminated. Illumination throughout all the window switches and locks, which is great, but there's nothing else on the door, and there's no illumination in the back. We have illuminated footwells down here, and the illumination behind the steering wheel is very clear, very bright. You can barely tell that this is analog and this is digital. Honda's done a good job, even at nighttime, making sure they look about the same brightness, even though the analog brightness is a tad bit brighter. We have illumination of the buttons here on the steering wheel, and we also have illumination of your climate control. Very simple, very easy to use here at nighttime, just like it is during the day. We have a very bright charger area down here. Not only the wireless chargers down there, so I have my wireless Android Auto playing, but this is for your cargo or whatever, deck of cards, whatever you want to put in there, is well lit as well. All your buttons here for drive mode, downhill assist control are illuminated. All of course your drive selects are illuminated. We don't have an illumination of the arm underneath the armrest cargo. What about the drop down? Nope, not for the storage compartment and glove box either. We also have an auto dimming mirror up here, which is great for nighttime, and your sunroof is illuminated as well. So let's go ahead and strap up and see what it's like to drive this vehicle at nighttime. Super smooth here at low speeds, the new CR-V. The hybrid is excellent. The road mannerisms are best in class, I would say. No, this Honda doesn't have the most features for the money. This sport touring especially, a little over $40,000 compared to the competition, but it has a better ride. It's smoother than the rest of them. Doesn't get quite as efficient as some of its competition, especially the RAV4 hybrid, but it is still pretty peppy with this all-wheel drive system here that's standard on the sport touring. Foot was down maybe 60-70% there, and plenty of speed, plenty of acceleration for me. I've been getting over 40 miles per gallon, but I've been driving only in city. That is the forte of Honda's hybrid systems. Even after that run and about 93 miles of me driving this, I've been getting over 42 or about 42 miles per gallon. So let's throw this in the turn here. It is very light feeling. It feels like a Civic that's on stilts, and that is an amazing thing because a Civic just handles so well for the class that it's in, also for the money. The engine kicks on as you accelerate from a stop. Typically kicks on around 15 miles an hour or so to help top off the battery, because it runs as a serial hybrid. Pretty much the majority of the time. The only time the engine is going to help propel the wheels is going to be at higher speeds on the highway. And I'm in full EV mode. Of course, it does that on its own. The car decides when it's most efficient to stop the engine or start the engine. I'm just cruising at 35 miles an hour. This car is very quiet. It's even quiet, of course, at highway speeds as well. when the engine kicks on, and it just did a little bit ago, you don't notice it. Sometimes you hear it, but it's just when you hear it fire on, you don't feel it. It's very minimal with the vibrations. It's quite phenomenal how smooth this hybrid is. It's smoother than Hyundai and Kia's hybrid system, and it's smoother than Toyota's hybrid system. And it's also quieter than both of those systems as well. It's, like I said, it's not the most efficient at highway speeds, and overall the RAV4 beats it with probably just pure power. But in terms of refinement, the Hyundai and Kia and Toyota products don't seem to be quite as refined and smooth as this system. The brights are on right now. They're insanely bright. I definitely don't feel like I need them. They actually detract from my visibility since they reflect off the signs so strongly. So I'll just keep my low beams on, and there's plenty of ambient light around where I'm driving right now. Suspension handled that brick crosswalk pretty darn well. There's also an energy guide here, or power flow, that tells me how the vehicle is, I guess, proportioning the power from the engine. Sport Touring, like I mentioned, is all-wheel drive only. You can get front-wheel drive on the Sport model, which I think is a much better buy. You don't give up that much in terms of features and amenities, but you save about $6,000. You get better efficiency. It's a lighter vehicle, and you still get the same amount of power. So most people don't need all-wheel drive. I would say the only reason you would need all-wheel drive on this vehicle is if you're doing some off-roading to some extent. So I know I'm not in the turning lane here, but I'm gonna turn left. It just feels so smooth, not only with the powertrain as you accelerate, but around the turns, the steering. Honda's just nailed the steering feel on their newest generation of vehicles. And the brake pedal, I haven't got into it just because I've been cruising along. The brake pedal on this vehicle is more reassuring and just has a very unique smoothness at the very end. It's very hard to come to a stop with this vehicle abruptly. I feel like Honda's done some sort of magic with the electric motor to just kind of smooth out every single stop. It's very impressive. So like I said in the beginning when I started driving this, Honda's hybrid and this vehicle in general is just, it feels extraordinarily refined, which is saying something because this is the first year that has been in production for this generation. Getting into that brake pedal, it's just so progressive and so linear. Let's merge into Tamiami Trail. You can hear it shift a little bit, and the tachometer down there, if you want to call it that, shifts as well. There's no true gears in this vehicle, so it's kind of simulating that to give you a more realistic or traditional car experience. So when you really need to get that acceleration, it kind of feels good and sounds good, even though it is very quiet and smooth. It does feel like you're driving a normal car, kind of like when you get on the pedal with Hyundai's hybrids. They have a true transmission in there. I think most of them are dual clutches, and so when you go through the gears, it does feel pretty good. In Toyota's system, you kind of get that, that whine from the engine, that groan from the engine, because it picks the right RPM and just kind of like holds it and kind of roars at you, and it's loud. You get a lot of engine noise coming in through the cabin on most of their vehicles. The type of smoothness and refinement here feels very, dare I say, Lexus-like from the Toyota hybrid system. I don't feel like you get this sort of refinement and smoothness from let's say a RAV4 or even a Venza. You'd have to go to Lexus NX or RX to get this sort of handling, ride quality, and just overall refinement from the powertrain as well. It does help that this Sport Touring has acoustic glass up front. I believe all models have acoustic side windows, so that's a great addition to kind of seal yourself away from the loud elements around you. It's fun seeing cars at night. I don't drive a lot at night, so just seeing all these headlights, and there's a GV70. It's fun to kind of guess the vehicles as they come up. This looks like a GMC in front of me, a little RAV4 action, pickup truck. I'm not And the sketchy thing about nighttime is you can't see as well, so pulling out in front of headlights that are kind of blinding you is always a little bit exciting. But I've said enough about this vehicle. I would love for Honda to make a plug-in hybrid of this. They have enough room in the back there underneath the floor. I mean, there's no spare tire in it, and by the battery there's a bunch of empty space back there underneath the cargo floor. So Honda could put a massive battery back there to make it a plug-in hybrid one day, but you know, they're focusing on getting 50% of their sales to this CR-V hybrid. It's also the same for the Accord hybrid coming out. They want 50% of the sales to be the hybrid, but I'd love to see more options from Honda in terms of the powertrain. I think this is a home run powertrain. Now we just need to get a little bit more electric range out of it, make it a plug-in hybrid, and then you're just going to be a happy camper in all fronts. And you'll also be able to get a little bit more juice from these electric motors when you get the extra power from the larger battery pack. But I'll see you guys down below. There's not a lot for me to dislike about this vehicle. Great driving mechanics, extremely smooth, extremely refined, feels very luxurious, except for maybe the materials in the car are not the highest quality compared to like a luxury vehicle. But in terms of isolation from wind noise, road noise, and just isolation from the engine noise, it is luxurious, absolutely. But I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. If you enjoy these night drives, make sure to smash the like button, make sure you subscribe. I plan on continuing to do these in the near future with all my models that I get in for review. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. Peace.